All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another Clearmud live stream. Let's get this background music up and running. How's everyone doing today? Right, that's live. Yeah, today we're just going to be working on some Hermes Agent stuff. I wanted it to be a ChatGPT 5.6 Soul waiting room. And I don't know why. I guess I was selfishly hoping it was going to be today and not tomorrow, but looks like it is coming tomorrow. And if you're living under a rock, no worries. Fable 5 usage got extended. However, most of us already hit 100% of our weekly allowance. Classic move by Anthropic. Yeah. It's I'm also gonna set up the VM for our Hermes Agent Boot Camp during this episode as well. Let's get that started. Let me switch. There we go. Yo, good afternoon, Mr. Baker. How we doing today? Yeah, I built a whole bunch of stuff 2 nights ago, and I was super stoked about it all. I was like, oh, this is great. Made the most out of my Fable plan. And I didn't build anything I wouldn't need. Unlike, I want to say last time this happened, I just built so much random stuff that I didn't end up using. But this time I actually applied the usage towards things I'm working on. And then I started recording a video yesterday. I was recording for 2.5 hours. And Fable made that announcement, but I hit 100%. So I couldn't finish the video. Who thinks that tomorrow we get a weekly reset? I think we do. But honestly, out of spite, not that I'm a spiteful person, but let's go to our plan, settings, billing. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We are good. Yeah, we just did that. Yo, what's up, Yonder? How we doing today? Living the dream or something. We might be living in a simulation. What's up, Aura? How we doing today? Wasn't expecting that one, were we? Oh man, they're shooting themselves in the foot. At this point, it's like, yeah, we'll see how good Soul is. Maybe Soul is so good, I won't even miss Fable. We'll see. All right, we'll just leave everything default. Let's definitely install those. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to. Let's make sure we have enough disk space here. So let me shut this VM down real quick. Come on, shut it down. What are you still doing up? I didn't tell you to restart, did I? I said shut down. There we go. Yeah, 4 cores. 4 gigs of memory should be enough for the boot camp. I think that's enough. We'll start off with 4. We'll bump it up if we need to, but it was the disk space. Yeah, that's only at 20. Let's give it 100 gigs so we don't run into any issues. All right. I mean, at some point, like, we got to stand up as a community. You know, I feel like if 90% of Twitter or X canceled their subs altogether, that would send a huge message. They would see that. Now, how many percentage of those people go back? Listen, I'm not saying I'm done forever, but I just don't like the tactics. So for now, we canceled. Like, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I think I still have use for my sub through the end of the month because they're not going to prorate a refund, right? I think that billing always occurred on the 30th or the 29th of the month. So I'll have it through the end of July, but it's like, do I resub? I don't know. Do they start switching things up? Do they start respecting their users and their community? I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. All right, run through this. Yes. No encryption. And Hermes. We're gonna call this Hermes. We'll just call it Boot Camp. Boot Camp. We're just gonna do this. I know it's weak. Shut up. It's not like I'm gonna use this. There we go. Yo, what's up, Sharma? How we doing today? I know. I'd rather overestimate than underestimate. You know what I mean? I wish. I set up a few local models on that one right there, and they're decent. It's just, I'm mainly using it as a VM server, a beefy one at that, and then the host has a ton of capabilities. But yeah, I have 32 gigs and 16 cores tied to each of my day-to-day, my OpenClaw day-to-day operations, as well as my Hermes Agent, which I'm now calling customer, I'll show you in a second, OS. There was just too much, I didn't want to restart, and there was too much stale data with product OS. I felt like I was going backwards with product OS. So I decided to just start fresh, and I came up with the name custom and then R. So custom R, or customer, a little play on customer OS, but it's just focused around the client, the customer, and creating custom tools and projects, et cetera, et cetera. So it really falls in line with what the purpose of that Hermes Agent system is. Yeah, exactly. Things won't change. Yeah, it's hilarious. They're not the answer yet. I think they're the answer depending on the use case, right? Depending on the industry, depending on the system, depending on the guardrails that need to be set. Like, yeah, it makes sense, but no. They just don't compare yet. Yeah, that's wild. And like, to spec that out, let's say you go with the previous generation. Very few people, a handful of people. Now, most AI startup founders can afford it. Sure. Sure. Oh yeah, I also wanted to, yeah, this is what we were working on yesterday. We got to a point where I just stopped. I'm happy with the progression I've made. I'll tease it a little bit. I've been squatting on this domain. It's currently broken. It's not working. There's a few API keys. I just funded my Gemini API key, and it was the weirdest thing. I've never seen this happen. I created a new billing account, and usually you fund it, it's instant, right? I funded it, and it says pending, and it's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. So this tool is dependent on running 4 APIs to run, but Geo extension is technically live. It's just not working yet, so I'm not advertising it. But We're going to add a little bit more creative screenshots of the app working, of the extension working. But yeah, it is going to be, instead of being a bring your own kit, we're going to have a free model. It is going to be a freemium model. Very reasonable. That's the price I've currently set to it. And super excited. I built this all with Fable and, of course, past revisions of the build. Built out this wiki, which I think is just brilliant. We're going to improve on it a little bit more, but we talk about GEO for pretty much every major industry. The goal of this wiki is to rank higher in LLMs, right? So we're creating this kind of like wiki of just insane amount of information about GEO and GEO for X industry, of our target audience, of course, which are small to mid-sized companies, solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, and creators alike, right? So super excited. This should be fully functional and live, I'd say, by this time next week, given everything we got going on here. It's I'd love to get it working live sooner, but the reality is once this is ready, the extension needs to be submitted to the Google Web App Store, or the Chrome Web App Store for that matter. And they don't always approve it the first time. Sometimes you got to tweak things. So hopefully by this time next week, we'll have that extension live. We'll have the web app live. They'll be tied together. You can use one versus the other. They're both the same in a sense. Super excited about this. But yeah, I was building this out, just recording the footage because I want to turn it into a video. I want to show the process of taking a prototype, taking the idea, and then shipping it to production with Stripe, with Convex, everything. So I don't want to continue working on it until I have access to either Fable or GPT 5.6 Soul, which we'll probably finish it up with. And then I'm going to turn it into just a really in-depth video showing all the steps, me setting custom domains, all the DNS records for Cell, GitHub, etc., etc. I think it'll be a very valuable video. And it kind of killed, what's the term? Kills two birds with one stone. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, it kills two birds with one stone. Whereas not only am I promoting the tool, but we're also showing the process of how we deployed it, which I think is pretty cool, right? I don't think I see enough videos showing that actual process of something that's actually going to production, right? They'll show the process with some demo, but not something that's actually going to production. That's very rare to see. So super excited about that. Let's go back to the VM, finish setting this up before I squirrel too much. Yeah, I agree. A llama can get much more usage on similar costs. You know, this would be a great demo. This would actually be a great demo. I built this tracker for one of our videos. It was just that Minecraft lookalike demo. It was a fun experiment, right? Where is it? Where is it? This one. What? Is this NPM? No, I could have. I always default to bun. What? That's weird. I don't feel like looking in the project directory. That's one of the negatives of working out of CMux, is I hate having to spin up Finder just to go to that directory. I think one added feature they can add is one of these tabs, like open up the file tree of the root directory that you're in just to see the files. That would be really cool. I don't think they have that yet. We just have browser and split terminal capabilities. What? Set up preview. Yeah, weird. Oh, I guess I hit 100%, but I still had 2 little prompts left. That's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. But going back to your comment, I think it might be a cool test to spin up one of these counters for, you know, Claude Code or GPT's 5.6, right? And then also tie it in with an Ollama connection, and then just compare. Run the same prompt across both. I don't know. That would be actually a long video to test. We'd have to just token max, quote unquote, and burn through credits. Like create a prompt that we know is going to burn through such a shit ton of credits to where we can actually compare. Like, okay, we hit max here. We haven't mixed max here. Here's the equivalent in API spend here. Here's the equivalent in API spend here. That would be a fun, interesting video for sure. Yeah, interesting. I think what we're going to do really quickly. Let me think about that some more. Yo, Muddy, when you analyze this transcript, add this video idea to one of our briefs so I don't forget. All right. Hey, what's up, Sean? All good. I had to start late. I had a call this morning that went a little bit longer than expected. So I was honestly done a few minutes past 9, but gave myself that half an hour to make sure I switch gears properly. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. There it is. Yeah, so I built this like token meter to track, and I believe if we go to control, we can then select specific sessions to track. Because I was running into some weird issue where it would like reset by itself. So like I can see how much equivalent API spend I spent on particular projects. Pretty cool little tool. I might have to open source this. I might have to finish working on this and make it. The only negative I would say is it's not like a desktop app. It's web-based. So you have to have a little browser window open at all times. Would be really cool if it was just a drop down up here, you know. But nevertheless, let's minimize that. Continue here. Close this. Now I'm curious, what did everybody build with their Fable usage? I know there was something else I wanted to do while we were waiting for this to install. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do this manually. Let's spin up ChatGPT's app for image gen. Let's just start a new chat, shall we? Go to the old boot camp. Bam. Hermes Agent Boot Camp. Bam. All right, I wanted to paste in two different thumbnails here. One from our first boot camp we held for OpenClaw, and the second one for Hermes Agent. I want you to redesign the Hermes Agent Boot Camp, kind of similar structure to what the OpenClaw Boot Camp looked like. I want to see what your interpretation of this would be. Use image gen 2. Whoops. Let's put that up there. Hey, let's go. Already ready. You know what's interesting, Sharma? I don't know what's going on with my app, but I see your most recent comment, but I don't see it in here. Weird. Oh, dang. Okay. 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 All right. So you just copied it outright. I like the idea of having the header text, having the glowing container with the creative in it. But I want to use the human in place of the avatar, and then let's get a little bit more creative with the text used, as well as the episode 1 live banner. But overall, like, not bad. Not bad. Let me upload some Hermes Agent related stuff here. And then also me, the human. And also for that top banner text, I think we should be inspired by the TUI banner. I think I'll pull that up for you really quickly. Yeah, I loved how simple that old banner was. I'm starting to get tired of these newer banners I'm making with GPT. They were fun at first, but I kind of miss just the structure of how we had it before. It was just simple and easier to understand, rather than creating like this artistic interpretation of something. I'll be getting that 24 gig MacBook Air this week. Nice. Very nice. Oh, we already disconnected it by itself. Cool. Okay. I'm not mad at it. All right. Not bad, not bad. Now, some notes here is, I think the episode 1 badge should sit in that bottom left, right? And then the lives should be moved. Moved somewhere else. I'm not really sure where. And then the banner, you have this subtext, master agents, automate anything, build the future. That's too small to read on a thumbnail. I want you to remove that. I just want the Hermes Agent Boot Camp text. Also, those characters above the 3 kind of sideways arrows, remove that. That's too much empty space up there that we're wasting. All right. Now, do we set this up in the boot camp? I know I said come prepared, so I feel like I should just set up the initial Hermes now. It's kind of what I feel like I should do. Oh, did I not spell that correctly? Yeah, I didn't spell that correctly. For live streams, I just go with 1. For videos, yeah, I create 3 versions and I A/B test and I'll let it pick the best one. Okay. Didn't listen to me here, but you know what? This is starting to grow on me, so I'm gonna save this image for now because I kind of like it. Hermes Boot Camp. Now let's do the same for these 2. Is it doing that for me? I don't think it did it for me. Could be wrong. Well, now it's episode 2, right? Not episode 1. And you know what? I'm not mad at this split. I kind of like it. Make sure you keep the human unchanged. I hate how I have to keep saying this, because otherwise I start to transform into some weird person. Oh, street sweepers today, huh? You guys hear that? I'm very curious if you hear that. If you don't hear that, then this noise suppression is amazing. Because that was loud. All right. Now, I think I said come prepared, right? Let me just go double check. Yeah, we don't really talk about setting it up from scratch, so maybe I should set this up really quickly and then just stop here. I don't know. How valuable do you think this part will be for the bootcamp, everyone? Everyone who's here, at least. Should I pause here and then walk through this process on episode 1? It was my original thought to just come prepared with a fresh install, because not everybody's going to do a fresh install. Some people are just going to pick things throughout the bootcamp to apply to their existing system. So I don't know how valuable this part would be, but I'd be curious on the feedback in the audience right now. Ah, yeah, there's something about that. I used to install fresh once a year. Back on my Windows days. Oh, now it moves it? What? What? Yeah, I don't think so either. Let me just finish setting this up. Let's do a blank slate setup here. Does it not walk us through that onboarding? Okay, it does. But it's forcing us through the news research. Interesting. Forget that. That was weird, right? Huh. Oh. Not sure why it wants to do that. Interesting. There's something I missed. Let me just invoke that one more time. Ah, is that what it is? Okay. Got it. Thank you. I'm going to use OpenAI here, OpenAI Codex. Let me just handle this really quickly. I think that's better. Now we have to go back and yeah. I feel like that's the best move. I was this close to doing fresh installs across the board, but it already took me long enough to migrate them as is to the other hardware. Because I had a brain fart. I think I shared Discord. All these VMs on this M1 are ARM based, and can't copy paste those VM files over to an AMD 64-bit architecture. I knew better. I knew that. Yo, what's up, Ryan? How we doing today? Yeah, that is one thing that I got to rush to get live for the boot camp. It's not in beta yet, sadly. I just had way too much happening. I did work on it this week. Did I make as much progress as I would have liked? No. Yeah, it worked. So I did. It wasn't perfect. OpenClaw. Listen, I gave it SSH access into its new VM. It did most of the heavy lifting for me. I did have to intervene a few times, but OpenClaw took about 4.5 hours, and Hermes Agent took, oh my goodness, look at me. What is this? All right. It's literally getting dumber and dumber. Date modified. And now I'm thinking I should just do everything in Photoshop. It's getting ridiculous. GPT 5.5. Local. This is something we'll actually set up on the video, so we'll just skip it for now. Leave everything default. Default. Codex auth. Medium's fine. Microsoft Edge. Let's use DuckDuckGo. We already did that, so we should be... Oh, no. Nice. We are live. All right. So I'll just close that out. We'll be ready for the boot camp there. Shut this one down. Yeah, it's just missing the beat. I'm gonna do this all in Photoshop. This is super annoying. Although now this one's growing on me for episode 1. Free. That captures the eye. This is I think one of the ones I would change. Kind of like these as is now that I'm looking at them. Although, that's a nice little twist, because we will be working on the desktop app here. This one needs to change for sure. Too much empty, wasted space here. LangChain just announced their LangChain Academy. I think they're going the Cisco way. Just it's not closed source. Okay, nice. Hey, how we doing today? Welcome back. Hope you're having a great week. I'm curious, did you work with Fable? What'd you build? Oh yeah, this was an interesting snippet. Citable listicle architecture. If you're not following Boring Marketer, he's more of a traditional SEO guy, but he's obviously here in the AI space. He's been on Greg Eisenberg's podcast quite a bit, but he gives these little snippets of gold, and I love it. So the reason I saved that tab is I wanted to screenshot this and feed it to Claude or GPT, whichever one I have finish up Geo extension. Yeah, me too. I think we all are. Listen, depending on how soon and what the schedule looks like tomorrow, I think I'm just gonna record a video real quick and post it same day. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough. But today I'm gonna record a couple just as backup. I think you should get a mugshot kind of picture, you know, like free, straight to jail. I don't think that would be a bad idea. I don't think. It was my hope that Anthropic was just going to be like, hey, reset today. Because you would think that they wouldn't, like, I don't think the smart marketing move is to do it tomorrow. The smart move is to do it today. And that's just not even from a selfish perspective. That is the smart move. Get everybody hooked before 5.6 comes back. Because, in all honesty, like, if they do it the same day as 5.6, I feel like 5.6 is going to garner way more attention and usage than Fable 5. I'd be curious to hear in chat what you guys think about that. Like, I think the smartest move is the day before. Try to steal that attention before they release it. Interesting. Yeah, Theo, a lot of people got early access, but I know Theo was one of them. Riley Brown was another. Pretty sure any creator with like tens of thousands of followers on Twitter probably has access or had access for a period of time. Yeah, I read this before I saw OpenAI's announcement, and I was like, oh, tomorrow. But then I found OpenAI stuff. And it's Thursday. It's Thursday. Right here. Yeah. Anyway, good old... Let's see what he's been saying about this. Has he responded at all? No, he's been pretty much silent since their posts. Yeah. See, has he replied to anybody? Oh yeah, he has. Yep, but then a big gap. I'd imagine he was getting tired of getting tagged. Had to go offline. Yeah, we're about to find out. We're about to see for ourselves. Yeah, you know, that one, I'll be guilty. I didn't watch it. I just saw highlights. But I remember hearing they were down 2 scores. And I was like, yes. Good. But no, it's looking more and more like Spain and Argentina in the final. However, I don't know. I think I'm rooting for Norway now. I think I'm rooting for Norway. I don't know about anybody else here. But I think Norway's the one for me. Ah, okay. Okay. All right. Take something off screen here. Yeah, and as of now, I'm starting these boot camps at 9 a.m. PST. I'm going to make a decision tomorrow. I got to sort out a few things with the rest of the week's schedule. We might start at 10 a.m. instead throughout the weekend. That allows me to get a few things done in the morning before the boot camps. So just stay tuned. I'll schedule the first one, obviously, about 24 hours prior. So tomorrow we'll have the first one scheduled. And whatever starting time I pick there, we'll make sure it's consistent for the next 4 days after that. All right, is that shipped? I'm guessing you're talking to Mr. Baker there? Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I feel like all the teams I was rooting for, they all just got booted in round 16. It was rough. It was rough. Yeah, it was rough. Brazil, Portugal, Mexico, oddly enough, I was rooting for them. And USA, of course, you know. But I only caught part of that USA game. It's not a good game on their part. They couldn't figure it out. So I didn't stick around to watch the whole thing. It's like, oh, this is how this World Cup's going. I'm out. I'm going to go work on some other things. Let's bring this down. Okay, I'll work on that in a little bit. Give me, I just got to write a few notes here. Just things that are top of mind for today that aren't all Clearmud focused. Oh, I believe he was asking about your Claude comment. I could be wrong. Forgive me, Lahiri, if you were talking to me. Team USA has opened a war on Twitter right now with you. Really? I mean, sore losers? Is that what I'm understanding? You hate to see it. Just move on. Just move on, you know? Just move on. All right, we can close that up. Ooh, I have to renew those domain. All right, suppose that's a good time. Let's go into that shared chat. And where's that local preview? Pull that on screen in a moment. And I'll get back to it in a second. Forgive me, I just have a lot of windows open on my screen. I really wish, I see how the screen I'm streaming will do that too. Really wish that it only applies to the screen that I'm on, but it's not the case. It's there. It's there. Bring that up, clean that up. All right. Let's pull up chat again. There we go. No, I do not. Not yet. I just don't have the hardware. It's I'd rather spend time on, you know, these subs and these frontier models through their subscriptions for now, at least, right? At some point, I'm going to have my own insane lab that I'll be able to test pretty much any model. I just don't have the budget for it right now, so. Weekend project for me is going to be jailbreak my Kindle and make it a Life OS dashboard. Nice. But I am back in Bombay for a couple days, so probably next weekend. Nice, nice, nice. Sounds like a fun little project. Yep, their tweet was mocking Belgium and how they don't have a... Oh. Sore losers. That's what it is. I'm sure not all of USA fans feel the same way, but there's all it takes is those few to speak up, and then you start to see a lot of the negativity, and a lot of people support those types of comments. But how many people would actually write that or start that train? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What are there any games today? Hold up. I'm very curious. No, tomorrow and Friday. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, honestly, Morocco now is I know we wouldn't be able to see Morocco and Norway in the finals because they're on the same side of the bracket, but yeah, I guess either Morocco or Norway. Just make it to the final for me. And then beat out, I hate to say it, just beat out Argentina. Just beat out Argentina. So I'm going to continue working with my executive assistants. Let me also go and check on something. I don't think this is ready to show you guys yet, so I'm not going to tease it too soon. But let's see how it's improved. All right, build lamp. Looks like that isn't running how it should. It kind of is. Okay. Kind of want to hand off that code base to... Oh, really? Nice. Hey, good for them. Hey, I mean, wouldn't it be cool to see Swiss and Norway in the final? I know they're not direct neighbors, but they're close enough. Hold on. Let me go check a map. Because Norway is further up. Yeah, Sweden and Norway are the neighbors. But, like, they're both up there, right? I guess Belgium's up there, too, but... But I'm really rooting for Norway. Really, really rooting for Norway there. Let's refresh this. Oh, also, if anybody new is watching, Discord is open for public access finally. Just go to the link in our bio. Alternatively, just go to clearmud.link. I cannot type right now. I cannot type. Let's see, it's not going to come up first. It's a new site. But you have the Discord link right here for those interested. That's where you can find it. Come back to that in a little bit. Whoops. All right, so explain to me why this H1 text, the hero header, agents versus subagents, is larger than versus async. And I think that the glow in the H1 text should be the verses. So the VS and the VS between agents, subagents, and async. I think that should stand out more. And then moving along, I'll verify all of these details. It looks pretty accurate. Let's see, mode 1 agent. Why is that light glitching? That's weird. I feel like the power is about to do something to me. Love this new addition with this video prop. Shocked I can't click this breadcrumb link right there. Okay. Oh shoot, I was doing a prompt, wasn't I? Squirrel. What does this copy though? I'm a bit confused. Why do we need to copy that? It doesn't copy anything. Also, those copy buttons and the artifacts towards the end of the prop do not work. I think this might be an issue with our front-end design skill. Got to make sure those always work. And then run of show. That's for me, right? I see what you've done here. And maybe what I'll do, kind of like keeping that there for the video. Would it be too difficult to essentially create hidden parts of this video prop? For example, what the public sees is end user focused, educational focused, right? But then below the part where we link resources, so let's scroll down. So reference links for every claim. I feel like that should be the bottom of video props in general. But then stuff for me to follow along, I feel like it should only be visible to my user. Is that something we can pull off? Yeah, I literally use it every day. Yeah, I use it every day. I'll do brain dumps with it. I've had to retrain it a little bit. Like when I first started using it, it was solid. It would just transcribe what I was saying as I was saying it. But now it tries to interpret things and it tries to structure it differently. So when I try to read back like the last line, it's not always the last thing I say. It just restructures the sentence to flow because my brain is just scattered when I'm doing voice to text. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Yo, what's up, Johnny? Today, we're just working on Hermes Agent work, fine-tuning this video prop for one of our videos launching this week. We set up the base VM at the start of this live stream that we're going to be using to host the boot camp that starts Friday. And the boot camp is completely free. If you're new here, all you got to do is show up. So stay tuned. We'll be scheduling the first episode of the boot camp sometime tomorrow before end of day. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is back to back. We're just doing a 4-episode sprint for the Hermes Agent Boot Camp. So yeah, that's all we're working on today. Keeping it super light. I do have a busy day, so I may not be able to live stream as long as I normally do. And in all honesty, I wanted to be building with GPT's 5.6 right now, but they release it tomorrow and not today. A real bummer. Today would have been the power move. Right after Anthropic did what they did. Yeah, bootcamp specifically about setting up a Hermes agent system from scratch, right? We're starting day one, no context. And we're going to be building out a multi-agent team. It's not going to be that complex. Then we're going to focus an episode around automations, ideas to create certain workflows and automations. And then we're going to wire everything together at the end, or make sure we fine tune and wire things together that may be kind of buggy and not working. But the whole idea is to teach a foundational knowledge behind Hermes Agent, how to set up multiple agent profiles, how and when and where to use sub-agents versus async background tasks. Yeah, that's the gist of it, essentially. Hey, let's go. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, no other tech for this one. Strictly Hermes Agent Boot Camp. Yeah. Yeah, we start Friday. So on our website, you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is show up. We're not collecting emails or anything like that. All you got to do is show up, support the channel. We put together this landing page so you can get to, I'm going to be fine tuning these kind of episode kits, but there are going to be episode kits that we're going to follow, certain things that you can copy paste into your own Hermes agent system. This is technically live right now. It's not finalized, but it's live nevertheless. So you can just go to, oh, that's the local preview. But if you go to clearmud.ai/bootcamp, it is live. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you there. And you get an idea of the breakdown of what we're doing there as well. All right, so I got that down. What else is on the list for today? Oh, Sharma, almost missed your message. Hey, good evening. Squirrel out. May the squirrel be with you, sir. I need to start looking at merch, actually. That's just a sweatshirt I would wear every day. Appreciate you, Sharma. Hope you have a good rest of the day. We'll see you Friday. Go Norway. Go Norway. All right. While they're working, let me pop open Telegram, chat with my team. I also want to hand off some code base to the Hermes agent side. Where is it? Oh, this is something I'm teasing here. So let me pull that off screen. Yeah, so I built out this new kind of, first I built it out in Fable, and now I'm going to hand off the code base. But essentially, I think eventually this will just be a free resource. But I'm going to have my agent team build me out very detailed micro SaaS ideas overnight, creating the plan, creating the demo, figuring out what pain point does it solve, who is it for, what's the core behind it, what's the price, evidence of like why it decided to go down that direction. But then also, more importantly, the prototype itself, right? So I think this is a great structure to honestly hand off. Made a lot of progress with it. Oops. So I think I can hand off this code base to Hermes Agent to improve on from here. So that's in Playground OS. All right. Nice. No, I wouldn't say OpenClaw is obsolete. So I'm planning some OpenClaw videos. It's just I've been prepping for this boot camp, and I've been learning as much as possible and testing as much as possible before I host it. That's why the content has been dominated recently by Hermes Agent and not OpenClaw. Listen, OpenClaw is improving. They're still around. They're still relevant. I rely more on OpenClaw than I do Hermes Agent. So my Clearmud OS, which I use to help me come up with ideas, content creation, my content calendar, all that, it's all run off of OpenClaw. Muddy OS, all OpenClaw. Hermes Agent, though, I'm using now moving forward for any projects that go live to production for clients. Anything revenue generating, that's what I'm relying on Hermes Agent for. That's what I'm building out Hermes Agent, my team for, at least to support all of that. But my internal day-to-day / content creation, it's still OpenClaw. Yeah, it's not obsolete. I'm gonna go off on a little rant here. It's a bummer to see everyone jump ship and just chase the most popular thing. And I think it's listen, if OpenClaw were to come out with some game changer, every single profile out there that has been touting Hermes Agent would then switch up, right? Because it gets them more clicks. They're chasing clicks essentially. It's sad to say, it's sad to see, but OpenClaw is still very much relevant. OpenClaw has been making insane improvements. It is so comparable to Hermes Agent. But when I'm thinking from the perspective of deploying OpenClaw versus Hermes for a client, for an organization, I'll choose Hermes Agent. But when I'm thinking from the perspective of a creative, an entrepreneur, or a personal side of things, I recommend OpenClaw, right? It's, not obsolete by any means. It's just, sadly, a majority of creators out there, they just chase what's hot, what's new. And they forget what started this train. You know? Hey, thank you. Listen, I need to redesign and rework Clearmud's website. It's kind of an outdated UI. I just haven't had the time, to be honest. So yeah. Listen, I still use both day to day, both on a daily basis. So my particular setup, welcome, Mr. Connector. I run Hermes Agent within a sandboxed VM, and then I am setting up Docker instances underlying within that as client pods to segregate those systems and keep them separate to make sure there's no bleed between one client pod to the next, as well as my internal system. But that's my current setup. Hope that answers your question. Yeah, I don't run it on my daily driver. I just, listen, I'm not there yet. I'm not there to trust. I think at some point when I upgrade to a new M4 or M5, that's going to be my daily driver. And then I'll use this old M1 to just dump OpenClaw and Hermes on it together, because I want to test it from that perspective. Listen, I sandbox everything. I don't give it full. Now I give it full access within the sandbox, sure. But as far as my daily driver that I rely on to make money and make a living, I can't do that. I just don't trust it yet. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that that's my approach right now. Yo, happy birthday, Rue. Let's go. Let's go. So what is it, July? I don't know July's astro sign. What's July? So you are is it Zodiac? Or you're a Cancer? You're a Cancer. No. Is that? Yeah. Right on. Right on. I don't know much about the Cancer sign. You know, I'm a Capricorn. So that kind of lets you know what month and what time of year I was born. Yeah, right on. Hey, thanks for the great question. Yeah, for the Hermes Agent Boot Camp, we're just setting it up. I set up the VM earlier in this live stream, actually. I just set up a fresh Ubuntu desktop and we installed Hermes Agent, but then I stopped there. I didn't configure any delivery channels because we're going to be doing that on the boot camp. We're going to set up Telegram, and I think Discord is on the list. Yeah, we're pretty much just going to be walking through a setup. We could, if we have enough time, maybe we set up some pods on that VM with their own segregated Hermes Agent systems via Docker. I'm not sure. That's not on the list for the bootcamp. I feel like that's a little bit more advanced. I feel like that should be its own video, if I'm being honest with you. But one thing at a time. I just have way too much on my plate right now. So we already have all the videos in the queue that we need. But nevertheless, let me at least start a process. Hermes Agent or OpenClaw. I'd probably have to focus it down plus Docker. The idea, demo, sandboxed VM with either Hermes or OpenClaw. Then set up segregated pods via Docker on that VM. Not bad. Hey, thank you. And I love how I come up with ideas on the stream, and we'll just write it out real time, and I'll just add it to my list. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. And like, you know, going back to these boot camps, it's I make them free for a reason. You know, I believe this type of information should be free. But more importantly, like, this space moves at such a quick pace. You know, to sell a boot camp, I think is irresponsible. It's not me throwing shade on anybody. I think it's just irresponsible because within a week, 2-3 weeks, it's outdated. So somebody who signs up 3 or 4 months after the fact is paying for outdated information, right? That they could just find on YouTube if they take the time to learn and watch and consume. Yeah. Hey, well, hey, right on. What are your birthday plans? Wishing you a happy birthday, Rue. Hey, let's go, Sean. Yeah, so the beauty about Hermes is you can use your OpenAI sub or your Grok sub. Those are the only 2 frontier models right now, providers who have openly stated you can use your subscriptions, your monthly subscriptions with any third-party agent harness or third-party harness for that matter. But OpenClaw, Hermes Agent, you can use your OpenAI subs to power those systems. So on the bootcamp, we are using, we're honestly just going to use my daily driver OpenAI sub to set up that bootcamp. This is a good question. I haven't tested this yet. I've heard good and bad things about it. I think with the proper setup and rules and giving it a trading brain before you just tell it, hey, here's a MetaMask wallet, here's a certain amount of money, I want you to trade and make me money. If it's that surface level, I don't think it's going to work. I think what you have to do is give it that context. And I think people who have been trading professionally for a decade plus, they have more success with building those types of automations and giving access via OpenClaw and Hermes than somebody just saying, here's a wallet, here's, you know, X amount of ETH or whatever you're using, and make me money, right? You see a big difference in the output. Now, I haven't made any content about that because I just don't have the experience to give you from a trading perspective. Like, I might have the experience from a crypto perspective and experience with Hermes Agent and OpenClaw, but to me that draws, it runs along that line of like, I want to make a video like that, but I know that's just like, it's just so clickbaity. And I don't know if I want to attract that attention, if I'm being honest with you. I think there's enough people out there who specialize in niche trading and AI agent content to where I'd rather focus on what I'm doing, which is focused on solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and small to mid-sized companies. That's like the main focus, at least, that I try to keep in mind. So, yeah. You want a peek of my setup? Which setup? Yeah. Hey, thank you. I already celebrated in Orlando with my people as I took off work today. Nice. Let's go. Right on. Way. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of the week. I know when I was younger, my birthday, like, it wasn't just the day, it was the week. We had birthday weeks. We didn't have birthdays. So I hope you have a great birthday week there, Rue. I think GPT-5.5 is the only frontier sub worth using in Hermes right now. Yeah. And when I say frontier, I say it from the perspective of the size of the company behind it. Listen, XAI, that's a massive company, right? That's why I classified them as a frontier model. Do I use that model? Rarely. I tried giving one of my OpenClaw agents and one of my Hermes agent responsibilities through that model. They were just so dumb. like I switched him back to GPT 5.5. Listen, Anthropic's been shooting themselves in the foot, but I still believe that either Opus or Fable would have been the better agent. You know, it is what it is, but we can't use their subscriptions with either system, right? So there's workarounds right now, and I'll show something that I did here. So I'm working on releasing this plugin in time for the boot camp. This is something I built for me to visualize my agent team. But I am in the process of trimming my agent team. So, but this is the agent atlas, right? And it lists it off in a traditional view. So these are all my agent profiles, and I can scroll down because I did remove the client pods. I relocated them, so I have to reorganize the way this looks. I think I'm going to have Morpheus, because he's a chief of staff with his own gateway, right? He's always running. I think I'm going to put him up next to me, maybe, because he reports directly to me, not necessarily Neo. This is my default agent profile. So the one I'm in now is my default. And this is where I'll come in to make any foundational changes to my system. I don't use this as my orchestrator. I don't use this as my daily communication. This is just for that foundational / system admin related work. Neo is my day-to-day executive assistant, kind of equivalent with Muddy. And for those curious, listen, I don't use the Hermes Agent desktop app. It's just not there yet. It's too buggy for me. It doesn't have all the features I want. Plus this nav right here is so simple. Drop down top left, select agent. Banner across the top to know which agent we're in, right? Like, it's simple. In desktop, it's a bit more confusing. It's really annoying. So I get who they're making it for, and I think with time they'll improve on it. But nevertheless, like, I'm not going to dig too much more into what automations I have set for them yet. I've honestly been doing the most work with, obviously, Neo, who I talk with every day, Architect, which is my engineering head, and then Oracle, which is my research, and then Morpheus, which is my head of clients. Those are the four I talk to the absolute most. But if I'm being brutally honest, I really have two lines of communication. Neo handles the delegation. I just watch architects. I haven't started working with Mouse as much recently. And then Oracle's kind of responses back. But then Morpheus is somebody I talk to independently, right? Because I don't really want Neo to be orchestrating that work. So that's really the two chat lanes that I have open at all times, is Morpheus directly and then Neo directly. And then Neo handles delegation to the rest of the agent team. So that's just a gist of my Hermes agent system. Now, being honest, I use all these agents get used rather frequently, right? Marketing, I haven't started doing any work on. I set up one brief automation, but this is a department that I'm working on last for me personally, because my marketing department for Clearmud is on OpenClaw. Growth, this one I've worked on a little bit, not too much. My main two lanes I've spent the most time in are research and engineering, to where I'm actually using all these agents. Whereas with these, I plan on trimming these agent profiles down. I think we're going to only have 2 or 3 per lane here until I find the need to expand more. And then I created these, I created an engineering Claude profile that uses Claude-P or interactive Claude in the CLI to pull on what was originally accessible through Fable, but now it falls back to Opus 4.8. I have the same for research. So I have a Claude researcher. You can see the agent names. I just named them research - what their task is. So this agent profile is, if we go to research - Claude, right? And he only operates off of our Claude subscription. Yeah. So that's just the gist of what I've been slowly building out with Hermes Agent. All right, I do need to take a quick little bit. Let me catch up on comments though real quick. Yeah. So they're right there as a dedicated, I mean, that's what it's built for, right? Yeah, you have to have some foundational knowledge and edge and advantage and system that you want it to operate off of, right? Otherwise, it's not going to work. You're just going to lose money, you know? Yo, what's up, Cuban? How we doing today? Are you? Yeah, I feel like it's a matter of time until they put that feature in it. But I've also gotten to the point where my Hermes agent there's no more blockers because we're doing everything locally first. I'm like reaffirming this rule. I've had to get, there's been a lot of back and forth, but now it's to the point where there's no more blockers because nothing is going to production right now. It's all local previews. They're not responding on my behalf. They're not spending money. Those are like my 3 main blockers right now. Like if you're not merging to main, merging to production, if you're not responding to a customer or an email or somebody on social, then essentially like there should be 0 blockers. I want you to do the work. And it's been a lot of back and forth, but it's for the most part, I don't have to check my Kanban board very often anymore. It's only for when I get that morning brief of saying, hey, we have this blocker for you, right? And then I'll go check it out. I'm still fine tuning. Listen, my OpenClaw system dialed in. I trust it. It's great. Hermes Agent, I'm not saying it's worse. Let me be very clear about this. I just haven't spent the amount of time in Hermes Agent that I have in OpenClaw, right? I've spent hundreds of hours fine-tuning OpenClaw to operate the way that it operates. And I trust it and it works. Hermes Agent, I've been working through the kinks, right? Working through certain behaviors that cause friction and add more tedious work to my life. I hate that, right? I'm building these systems out to save me time, not make me spend more time reviewing things, right? So my review mechanism or my review guardrails are very minimal because I want it to operate that way. So I'm not saying you should do that, but that's just how I choose to use these systems. Yes, sir. Hey, thank you. So it's my goal to have that Agent Atlas live by episode 2 of the bootcamp so we can all download it. I'm going to work on it today, work on it tomorrow. Tomorrow's a tough day because I'm at a client office. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's still my goal to have that Agent Atlas ready. Now, we're not going to build as big of a team, but we're going to build a decent amount of agent profiles, and we're going to have a decent looking structure. It's to me, I'm thinking more from the perspective of like, what's foundational things that we could do in the bootcamp that gives you ideas and sets you up for success so that you know how to control it moving forward and build from it moving forward. That's the main focus. It's like, what are the fundamentals we can teach in this bootcamp? So yeah. I understand having the concept of like a company having a CEO to communicate with your agents, but isn't it like extra steps and burning through a lot more compute and tokens, or no? Yes and no. Yes and no. So if I were paying API retail inference for this, I would not be doing it this way. If all of the models came together and said, you can't use our subscriptions to power your agent systems, chances are my agent systems wouldn't be doing as much as they are. I'm the CEO in both of my systems. I'm that decision maker at the end of the day, but I've built out just a supporting cast to handle engineering work for me, to handle marketing related work for me, research, revenue, et cetera, et cetera. And they all have meetings, at least on my OpenClaw side. I haven't done this as reliably on Hermes Agent because I just haven't gotten to that point yet. But every morning, I need to clear my throat really quick. Give me 1 second. Wow. All right. That cigar backfired. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull up. Let me make sure I close out those chats. Hard refresh. All right, we can pull this back over. So this was my original org chart that I built out with OpenClaw. Right? Me up top, Muddy's my main guy. I have less of a complex system here because when I originally built it out, I didn't see any point in creating a research lane because Muddy was my researcher and he could spin up whatever, you know, number of sub-agents I wanted him to spin up. But when we expand all, this is my engineering lane. So essentially my chief of staff, Muddy, Elon, Gary, and Warren, named after Elon Musk, Gary Vaynerchuk, and Warren Buffett. They all come together every morning and have meetings. And they have meetings based on the context that they have because I have so many moving parts in this system. Let's go to our automations, which are, you know, AKA crons. Let's see, I have 7 errors right now I need to address, but you know, there's 41 automations that are running either on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Lobster, I disabled. I need to update this UI. Lobster was creating too much. I see the use case for Lobster. It's a plugin with an OpenClaw. But for true automations, it's just an unnecessary blocker is what I found. And I found that some of the things that it was blocking would frustrate me. So I disabled it altogether. But yeah, that's my team. I have a whole bunch of agents underneath those 3 departments. But what's really cool is the amount of time I spent on that system. It's kind of insane. It just works. Every morning, I listen to a meeting that they all have together talking about YouTube growth, talking about what to upgrade, what to improve, going over our morning brief that gets sent to my inbox every morning. I have some overnight self-improvement builds. They come up with ideas for me for videos, for community. Like it's really great. I don't act on everything. I wish I could, but it's just a finely tuned machine. Like, I don't know what else to say there. Hermes Agent is not that yet for me. It's not to that extent yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there slowly but surely. I realize, why did that go onto that screen? That's the weirdest thing. Only reason I like to keep an eye on my agents is that I have seen them make completely dumb decisions. Yeah. But going back to it, like, yes, it does cost more tokens to give each of these agents or department heads their own gateway to make sure that they're always on. And then having that delegation step of having your primary agent delegate a message to them and then having them respond back. Yes, that costs money. But it's very affordable using these monthly subscriptions. So going back to this, like, as long as you can afford a $200 a month monthly sub, OpenAI, like, I have not even gotten close to 100%, and it's been smooth sailing. We'll see how that changes with 5.6, but yeah, I haven't tracked exactly how many tokens I've spent on those systems. That would be a fun experiment to discover. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm guilty. I focus all my time and attention on YouTube and clients right now. I need to start time blocking time to spend on Twitter and LinkedIn more. But on Twitter, it's should be Clearmud AI. So I just built this landing page. You should see the link in the YouTube bio. This should take us there. Yeah, there it is. But you have all the links you need from here. We just opened up the Discord to the public. Our repository, which is going to slowly but surely grow. I'll have Agent Atlas live by that time. We're also going to be using the Hermes Agent bubble as well that we released a little while ago. Nice, 23 stars. Let's go. This thing has been flawless. I haven't had to update it in quite some time. But not everybody uses this dashboard, right? So it's like, it's only if you spend time in this dashboard, you'll find this useful. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Hey, of course, man. Listen, we're all just learning together, right? Like, I'm not perfect. If I make a mistake, I'll call myself out. I'll hold myself responsible. If I ever say something that I find out to be incorrect or false, I'll definitely have to correct myself. But so far, I've been very intentional behind what I post and making sure that it's accurate. And yeah, thank you. I do not use Fable with API. Not anymore. I did have my Hermes agent. That's why I created this engineering Claude profile and engineering or research Claude profile, because they were utilizing Fable during the window. And now they fall back to Opus. But on OpenClaw, no. Originally, when I first set up OpenClaw, it was all Anthropic. It was all Anthropic. All right, I'm gonna take a quick bio break. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. We are back. Yeah, actually, that was the first boot camp we held, and we did it in the midst of all the attention of OpenClaw and everybody selling boot camps instead of hosting them for free. So it wasn't the most structured, I'll be honest. I learned a lot from that first boot camp. I'm applying those lessons to this one as well. That first boot camp, we did 1 day a week. Over the course of 5 weeks, it was delayed way too long. I also didn't have the time to do like a 5-day sprint at that time. So that was like one mistake. That's why this time we're just going 4 or 5 days straight, however long it takes. I think we can do it in 4. I think I'll do like a bonus episode 5 a couple days after or a week after to do like a recap. So that was lesson 1 learned. Like, don't spread out the episodes too many days. As well as it wasn't like the most structured. I had a general theme of what I wanted to cover each episode, but we vibed our way through the build, right? And we were still able to use Anthropic as the build back then, right? That's, if you go to the website, I made sure to, oh, this is the local preview. That's why. Let me go resources. So this is, listen, it's not going to be paywalled, but it is OAuth walled, right? So we can slowly build out a newsletter. But if you go into the resources, go to boot camps, you can see the original landing page. I saved it. You can kind of see what that curriculum looked like. It was super basic. We do have some master prompts that you can copy paste. Alternatively, and then it should link you to that episode as well. Let's see. Yeah, it does. So that was 4 months ago. Wild. Wild to think about. And that was, wow, let's go. I'm curious. I want to go check out that video real quick. Oh, man. Such a baby. This is in my basement in Portugal as well. Yeah, so we essentially just go through the build right here. Like, it was great. It was a fun experiment. So I've learned a lot from that first one. Now, how much of this is still relevant because OpenClaw has improved and changed at such a rapid pace. I think part of the bootcamp is definitely still valuable, but I think there's just so much more to it now, to where I think I'll have to host another one at some point. But this, you know, this was the original landing page and it's all still accessible. Also, it's weird how that's not working, but I built this free tool called Prompt Browser, completely free to use. And I originally built it for me in my videos to automatically extract prompts from the videos. So you can just paste in a YouTube URL. It'll detect if A is an AI related video, B are there extractable prompts. If it follows that criteria, it'll proceed. You don't have to just run our videos. It's actually for the community. So you can see people are running other creators' videos. I'll come in here sometimes just to see. Interesting. A lot of these are new. Creator uses, so then it gives us a timestamp of the prompt. And then this was him talking to Claude. Hey, are you able to create a prompt that I can use to send to AI to generate me a presentation around the usefulness of AI voice agents? And then you can click this timestamp.
Are you able to create me a prompt?
And it takes you to that moment in time, right? So you can see for yourself. So it was a fun little tool that we built. And I built it on the tail end of the bootcamp of like, ooh, it would be really nice to have a tool that just extracts prompts from a YouTube video so that you don't have to watch them. Originally, the prompt browser was going to be an insane library of prompts back when prompt engineering was a thing. I think I first registered this domain back in August or something of last year. And the project I never ended up launching it. And then I think a few months ago is when it, you know, a fire lit under my ass. And I was like, let's just like let's simplify it. Let's make it extractable prompts from YouTube videos and keep it at that. And it's pretty cool. So we're going to be updating it. It's a little outdated as far as how it looks. We're going to add, you know, a more traditional structure to this landing page at some point, but it works and people are using it. And yeah, feel free, have fun. Interesting. Let's just scroll Twitter real minute. Access is being rolled out. Oh, that's rude. That's rude. The likes of us plebs, we're probably not going to get access, but let's see. Hey, good observation. We actually, didn't I just see that before I refreshed the page? Where was that? This one right here. Let's check this out, shall we? New generation of voice models.
I'm making a sweater for my grandson, but I don't.
Sorry, let me.
Too big. What do you think?
I can't control the audio.
Very.
I don't want to blow your eardrums out. Hold on. Shoot. Let me just pull down the audio on the screen share. Man, I'm sorry if I.
Powered by GPT Live 1.
It is so loud for me.
Conversational partner.
I turned it down for you though.
Powerful voice model ever built. Sure can. Can you explain what a full duplex voice model is?
Yeah, imagine a normal call with a friend. You can listen and talk at the same time. That's full duplex.
We are now pushing voice technology closer to how real people talk to each other, where it can follow interruptions, pauses. Yeah,
that's because I turned it down for you. It's very loud for me. It's like blow my eardrums here. I guess the solution here.
Planning a trip to Santorini. I want to spend a.
I'll just leave it.
That sounds like an amazing trip.
Okay, you can take a break now.
This is kind of funny.
I know. Natural conversation is nice, but I'm more interested in whether it can think. ChatGPT voice can reason through harder problems and search the web for up-to-date information. Now, let me show you. Okay, I'm giving a lecture in 30 minutes on the history of sound. Okay, can you fact check my dates?
Sure.
Scott de Martinville's phonautograph in 1857, Edison's tinfoil phonograph in 1865, and Berlinger's gramophone in 1887.
I'll check those right
Okay,
now.
and while you're looking, can you find out if there are any delays in the 16th Street BART station?
Sure.
Okay, and then I need to know if it's going to rain this
All
afternoon.
right, she's in the Bay Area.
Checking
That's
weather.
hilarious.
I'm not seeing any current advisory for 16th Street mission right now.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
So I'll
there
be on
is-
time. How about the rain?
Good news. No rain expected today
Okay,
in San
great.
Francisco.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And how are my dates?
Yeah, one needs correcting.
Okay.
So Edison's tinfoil phonograph should be 1877, not 1865.
You know what? I knew that. I was telling
That was not on my list either. That was not on my list either. This is kind of brilliant though. This is funny, and I know that like it's funny. It's funny because you wouldn't expect somebody of this generation to be using this technology, right? They're usually the last generation to adopt this newer tech. So I think it's kind of brilliant from their perspective to use women of this age. I'm shocked why they didn't pick grandpas too, and they're just doing grandmas, right? But like,
to real-time translation.
but it's kind of brilliant.
SJ, will you come here? Let's pretend my friend SJ here is a rare book dealer in Paris.
Oui.
Starting live translation into French.
We.
I like this book.
J'aime ce livre.
It's my favorite book.
C'est mon livre préféré.
But I can't pay you premium price because the book is all marked up.
Tu payes le prix fort parce que le livre est tout annoté.
Tell her 30 and we
This would actually be a great way to learn.
Oh, bon, madame, bon.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
The new Chat GPT voice listens while it speaks, is smarter than ever, and it knows when to jump in or get out of the way. Thank God I'm starving.
That's hella funny. They could run a show right there. That's hell. Now I'm curious on the cost. I'm very curious on the cost. Very, very curious. I'm gonna want to test this. Assuming it's accessible through our subs, I'd like to. That would be so awesome if it was. I don't think it will be. I would love to give my agent team on OpenClaw actual voices because they've been using the open source Microsoft Edge voice profiles, and they're insanely robotic. Sorry, just had to. Damn, it's already 11. It's crazy. All right. Apparently, I wanted to open my Codex app, and I do not have access. That's a bummer. Yeah. Apparently, they're rolling out access today, but I'm guessing it's just to a select few. Or Riley's just straight up trolling us. Yeah, please don't edge me right now, Riley. That's a bummer. Well, of course. Oh, apparently if you cancel right away, you can't use Claude code? No, that's not true. That's saying you'll lose it at the end, because I was just using it after we canceled. So that's, I think this person's misunderstands. Yeah, sneaky wording. Yeah. Just letting you know what you'll lose access to when the end of that cycle ends, right? Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to have to test this at some point. I hate you, Riley. I hate you, Riley. I have FOMO right now. I would love to start playing with it. Bummer. Bummer. Let's see. Yeah, nothing. But I do have 4 resets, and I'm curious, like, yeah, I have 4 resets available. That's kind of wild. Do we just go hard? Like, man, we're having a boot camp this weekend too. Like, am I going to have to live stream after boot camps just to like run through GPT 5.6 and use these? Because I don't think these resets are permanent. I think they'll expire at some point. Ah, okay. Okay. Nice, nice. Oh, I realize I've been neglecting, which is easier to set up and maintain, OpenClaw or Hermes? Great question. Sorry, it took me a while to get to it. I'm going to be honest with you. In the present moment, I think they're both pretty equal. Now, if you asked me this a month ago, I would have said that Hermes is easier to maintain. It has less issues when you're updating, less gateway issues, more gateway stability. However, OpenClaw has stepped their game up. Their gateway is far more stable than it has ever been. Updates don't brick the system anymore. Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, like, it could go both ways in the present moment. In the present moment, I think they're pretty equal. I think Hermes would have the upper hand in some cases, but for the most part, they're both very reliable now, easy to maintain, easy to update. Yeah. That's just my honest feedback and opinion. Oh yeah. Let me turn that back up now so you guys can hear the background music. I had to turn down the screen share sound because in my ears, it was just blowing out my eardrums. That's not on my list. Also getting in the model release action with Grok 4.5. Okay. Yeah, I want to start trusting in Grok some more for sure. I'd like to start using it more and more. Because they're one of the 2 models that allow your subscriptions to be utilized through OpenClaw and Hermes. And I would love for Grok to get better at being used as primary models for agents. But I think right now it's like, if it's not X related, it may not perform as you expect. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like this will compound over the next year. They show up every day. We don't see it, but they're showing up every day to work. They're showing up every day to build XAI. And it's only a matter of time until that compounds, I think. Yeah. Ah, okay. Okay. That's just a wish and a dream, you know? Really? Really interesting. Yeah, no, my Hermes gateway for the most part, like I've had one minor issue, I think. It has always been like just my experience early days of OpenClaw. That was so like I avoided updates because I knew I would have to spend a few hours on the gateway after the fact, right? I knew that it was going to break something. So I avoided updates unless it had something critical that I needed. Now I can update freely every single update. Nothing breaks. Everything's reliable. Everything comes back online. Both systems are great. Like I have no complaints to either or. I have suggestions and opinions, sure, but like they're both solid. Cognition Lab launched a new model called SWE 1.7, slightly better than really interesting. Very interesting. Damn it, Riley. Now I'm going to be checking my Codex app all day. Now I think I'm just going to keep this on a screen, just like into the corner to wait for the notification to pop up. Because if they're slowly rolling it out, I would imagine they roll it out to the pro subs first. Sorry, but they would roll it out to the people paying the most first. That's my hope. So I'm going to keep this on in the top right for the rest of the day to see if I can't. I also have to go run some errands here. Really annoying errands, but I do have to leave the house for a couple of hours. It's a bummer. So with my luck, where did that go? Didn't I open a tab? I got to finish that project so I can close out these tabs. It's really annoying. I guess not. I guess let's go back here. Oh, it was in a whole nother browser window. Oh, Muddy's still working on this? Interesting. Okay. I guess he's not even done. Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, that's fun. Let's, in the meantime, let's hand off this code base to, let's first create a private repository. Playground. I'll call it OS, even though it's technically not. Keep that private. And let me grab this. Let's commit to this repo, please. Okay. All right, can bring that back. Bam. And I'll keep this here just to tease it. Now, keep in mind, this is an internal tool for me. I don't think I'll ever make this public. We'll see. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. We'll see. I've had my Hermes gateway not restart after an update, but it was more of a Linux issue than Hermes. Okay, nice, nice. I can't say I've ever had that issue. I'm trying to remember the one issue I had. Oh, it was early on when I was trying to build my own dashboard instead of using the Hermes Agent dashboard. And I was changing a lot of code in the foundation of the Hermes Agent dashboard. So when I updated, it caused some issues, to say the least. And then the Hermes Agent dashboard grew on me. I was like, okay, I actually kind of like this more and more. We can. We actually can. We actually can. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I know I've reached my Fable limit. Thanks. Jerks. Oh, I might actually still have some usage credits. Maybe I should use that up. I'm not going to use that up to commit to Git, but maybe I can actually still use that to finish that video, actually. Let me go take a look. Nope. I do not want you to charge the card. I want to use... What? Settings, usage. Oh, I set a monthly spend limit. I thought that was a balance of credits that I could spend. It's a real bummer that they took away those credits that they gifted us. That's weak. That's weak. Yeah, yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, he's the only one posting that, though, so... I've been using 5.7 for a few weeks now, and it plus... Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, he built a mobile app version of Nomad's list, huh? This is how I discovered this person was. I subbed to this. I used this. This is a great platform. Early days of travel. Yeah. Guess we'll just have to patiently be waiting here, eh? All right. I'm interested in all of them. I want to test them all. It's like that Pokemon theme song. Gotta catch them all. I want to be the very best. All right. All right. I think this is as much as I don't want to end it early. I do have a rather busy day ahead of me, and I got to make sure I film a few videos as well. So I think I'm going to go run these errands while traffic is at a minimal. Because if I run them later, I'll hit that end of day traffic rush hour. So yeah, listen, this has been a fun one. It wasn't as fun as we were planning Monday, right? Hoping it was going to be a waiting room type deal, but we'll be back at it. We'll be back at it Friday with the boot camp. And yeah, stay tuned. Tomorrow I'll drop a video. Saturday, we'll also drop a long form video as per usual with the new schedule. But the focus this week is starting that bootcamp off on Friday for Hermes Agent. So come prepared. If you haven't set up a Hermes Agent system, set one up. If you catch the beginning of this live stream, you just see a quick step-by-step of me installing Ubuntu and setting up Hermes Agent to the point where we can start working with it, right? We haven't set up any delivery channels yet. We do that. I forget what episode of the bootcamp. I think it's episode 1, if I'm being honest with you. But we start that on Friday. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for spending time out of your day with me here on Wednesday. Thank you, Lahiri, Thanks for being here. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you, Mr. Baker. Terra being GPT level at half the price means it could be a serious workhorse. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, have a good one. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Cuban. Interesting. I can't wait to test it then. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Sharma. Thank you, AI. Thank you, Johnny. Happy birthday, Rue, once again. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mr. Connector. And I can't keep scrolling up. Forgive me. Didn't remember everybody who stopped by. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. And we'll catch you back here on Friday. Until then, happy building. Cheers.